Yeah, guys, so in this video, we're going to be going over the most optimal way to raise children.
This is very unconventional, how to raise children, but we have to talk about it because so many people are doing it wrong, and it's causing these soy boys to be created out of thin air. I walk around everywhere. I'm at the grocery store. I'm at a park, and all these kids are weak. They're not high test, and they're not what I want my kid to be like. So we're going to talk about how to actually raise a kid so that you guys watching this, whether you're 18 and you need to understand the mindset to have for when you have kids, or you have kids and you want to change how they behave and want to level up too, this is for you.
1000%. And to get it started, most kids end up the way they do 9 times out of 10 because of their parents. Obviously, there's like LeBron James who didn't have a dad and he becomes LeBron James, but most kids end up either really good or really bad because of their parents. The studies where divorced parents, end up having their children have all these mental disorders, they become obese, they become anxious in higher rates, and it really comes down to the parents with everything. Because, if you're a kid, you're not learning anything yourself, you're just being programmed. So in this video, we're going to tell you how to program your child from day one, and it really starts with diet. And, as soon as a child is born, what's the best thing to do? To give them formula with seed oils and a million ingredients, or breast milk?
Breast milk, 100%. Why would your kid ever want seed oils, high fructose corn syrup, all these fake sugars, other corn syrups? The problem with that is you're feeding your kid what they don't need. They need micronutrients from the mother's breast milk. That is what is important. The healthy fats for a kid to digest and to optimize their hormones so they don't have, ADHD right away from all the sugars that they're getting. All these bullshit seed oils that they're putting in, inflaming the children, giving them problems. You want to be giving your kid what it naturally should have. If you're feeding your kid baby formula from the start, you're just asking your kid to be cooked. You're asking your kid to be cooked because you're not giving it what it needs. It's like, if you want to lose fat, are you going to eat clean foods or are you going to eat bullshit? If you want your kid to grow properly, are you going to give it bullshit or are you going to give it clean foods? It's so simple.
Yes, and you have to think of the parents as well. So if the mother's giving the child breast milk, we got to make sure that she's eating an animal-based diet. She's not eating seed oils. She's not drinking alcohol. She's not smoking weed, because that's going to affect the quality of the breast milk and the baby while it's growing in your stomach during pregnancy. And my grandpa used to smoke like 2 packs of cigarettes a day, and my grandma had like 4 miscarriages. And I believe from his, carcinogenic, cigarette smoking, that definitely fucked up his sperm count and made my grandma, lose those children, which is crazy. So it also matters, if you're gonna be a parent, you have to be responsible and be healthy and be high test and be lean and have good hormones. Because if you're fat, if you're unhealthy, you're basically just setting up your kid for failure. That's a massive sin and a massive crime in itself.
And think of it on another level too. Imagine if the dad has he's a massive soy boy, eating a bunch of bullshit. In his sperm, his sperm count's gonna be lower. His DNA is gonna be disrupted. If you as a parent aren't taking care of yourself, you're already setting your kid up for failure. It's genetically and evolutionarily speaking, humans would have kids and their offspring would always be stronger, right? Taller, stronger. That's how it was in Europe 200 years ago, 300 years ago. So the problem now is you see these people, it's almost like the other way around. These generations become more and more soy because of all the shit that's happening with the diet, with the lifestyle, with all the toxins everywhere.
Yeah, and the more we've switched to formula versus, breast milk, kids have had more health problems. They've been fatter, lower IQ. And if you think about it, it's funny the government talks shit on raw milk. Every mother in all of time has given their child raw milk. And it's, that's the only food source that they were eating or consuming till they were 1 or 2 years old. A baby's drinking only raw milk.
Yeah.
It has so many micronutrients. That's the whole thing that their body's made up of. They're only drinking raw milk, nothing else, and they're growing. Their brain's growing, their body's growing. And for some reason, the government says we have to pasteurize it and that you shouldn't drink raw milk. It's like, how would that make any sense?
It makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. Because the point of raw milk is milk from the breast. Like, the reason humans drink raw cow's milk is because it's a food source that's really clean. Like, the same concept goes for breast milk. Like, if baby cows drank their mom's breast milk, then humans should be doing the same thing because we're both mammals.
Yeah, all mammals drink breast milk. But okay, so after the baby's born, a big mistake that most parents do is give their babies tons of vaccines. I think autism and celiac disease, all these diseases are linked to vaccines. When they started giving babies, like I think it was like 2 vaccines, and then they jumped into like 10 as soon as they're born. In like the 70s, the rate of all these diseases like autism, all these weird ass things like Parkinson's or polio, all these things, they skyrocketed as soon as the government made it mandatory to give your baby vaccines as soon as they're born. And I think vaccines are bullshit. It's not the vaccine itself, but it's the heavy metals in the vaccine that goes to their brain and fucks them up. So I didn't get any vaccines when I was a baby. I'm glad I didn't, but I know one of my mom's friends, she had a baby and the baby was fine, and then like after a month or 2 they gave him like a bunch of vaccines and he like contracted autism and was like in a wheelchair.
Bro, I'm probably am-vaxxed. I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, it's not for every baby, but
oh fuck.
Yeah. I mean, if you're giving your kid vaccines, he's getting formula, that's setting him up for success. Also, like diapers, I'm sure there's like BPAs in diapers that you're absorbing all into your balls, like you have a vagina in your ass. Like, it feels like there's like powder. I would bet money there's BPAs on a lot of baby diapers as well.
There's endocrine disruptors.
There's like scents on the diapers too. But why would you need to give a newborn baby a vaccine? Like, what other animals need a vaccine? And you may think, oh, well, they could get sick. Like, they give babies like HIV, like STD vaccines as soon as they're born. Like, oh, you're not allowed to have sex till you're 18, so why are you getting that vaccine now? It's like, you gotta think for yourself. Why would that make any sense? All for money, all to support big pharma and boost the economy. You gotta think for yourself.
Exactly. And as kids just develop more and more, this is when it's important to give them the right foods. And the foods that they're eating are the foods that you're making at the house. So if you're a parent and you're eating bullshit, whether your kid is 1 to 5 or they're 5 to 10, they're either following your habits or they're seeing your habits. So if you're eating bullshit, you're probably giving your kid bullshit. If your kid is older and they see you eating bullshit, you're displaying your habits to them as well. So you have to understand that what you do as a parent is the most important thing. It's the most important thing. If you aren't focusing on becoming the best version of yourself as a parent, your kid is never gonna be the best version that you want them to be. It's plain and simple.
100%. And you can't be feeding your kids bullshit, like processed food. They didn't have fruit snacks and candy, all this bull crap that parents give their kids that fuck them up and make them fat. Like, in the 1800s, there was only Whole Foods only, and kids were fine. But the thing is, your kid will try a cookie or a piece of candy once, and then parents are like, oh, the only food my daughter likes is fucking candy. I can't give them Whole Foods. It's like, you should be giving your baby egg yolks, soft red meat, like super tender, soft red meat, white rice, mashed potatoes that are really soft fruits. You should not be giving him fucking baby food with, there's so much bullshit in baby food. I don't even know what else parents give their young kids, like little corn puffs with seed oils in them. Like, you're just setting up your kid to be brain dead and fat.
Yeah. It's just, and you gotta realize it now because the world is just gonna get worse and worse with all the toxins, all the vaxes, all the endocrine disruptors, diet, whatever it may be. It's gonna get worse and worse. You gotta realize that right now. That's the real problem with society, is that there's more and more toxins coming out every single day, and it's fucking people's hormones. And if your hormones are offset, everything's offset. So that's the biggest thing. You got to realize this stuff, because if you don't, then you're just gonna be, you're like hiding behind a bush that you can't see your enemy. It's like, you got to see the enemy to actually start to level up. Because if you don't realize all this shit now, you're just gonna fall into the average trap that everyone falls into, because they don't even have a realization that, okay, this is why my life is shitty. This is why my energy's low. It's all the poisons. It's all the poisons out there.
Yeah, and you wonder why kids have behavioral problems. They say like your stomach is your second brain. So if you're feeding your kid processed food, you know, Lunchables, fruit snacks, cold cut meats, soda, when they're a kid, like you're setting them up to be angry, to not listen to you, to fuss, to want to sit around, to be lazy. And then when you don't feed them the processed food because they're so addicted to the heavily addictive processed food, you try to give them whole foods, they're already addicted and it's too late.
Tell them about the little kids at church. What happens at church?
There's always these kids crying and moaning and bitching, all mad, so the parents are just like, shh, shh, shh. But they don't fucking listen because they're just, you know, going crazy because they eat bullshit food. They have like little, you know, Cheerios.
They always have the goldfish,
Yeah.
the veggie straws. You don't understand the amount of times I've seen veggie straws at a church. I think I've seen veggie straws more at a church than like some get together or something. It's you're feeding your kids seed oils at church, giving them ADHD, like making all these noises and stuff. And the crazy thing is you see these kids now, but you don't understand what these kids are going to be like in 10, 15 years when they have even more problems because just eating bullshit.
Yeah, and talk about like, you know, childhood obesity. You know, we always talk about how whenever you eat sugar or carbs, your blood sugar spikes. Like, you're basically giving your kid constant blood sugar spikes through like chips, veggie straws, goldfish, and they're just becoming addicted to sugar. And that's how they get fat. Their blood sugar's never low. They're always hyped up. Sugar crash and they get pissed off. They're always going crazy. They get fat because they're never in fat burning mode. And it's like if you just, you know, gave them whole foods, gave them fruit, they would never crave the processed foods. But when you just give in because you're a pussy parent, you know, you're gonna get bitched by your kids. But you need to lay down the rules. You need to lead by example through having your own diet in check. And then, you know, if your diet's in check, you give them your diet and they'll be way better off.
Exactly. It's just bad the way the world is working out. Like the generations just get worse and worse and worse, more lazy. It's just
I think it's all diet though. It all comes out of like diet and like dopamine addiction. Like kids are just obsessed with video games. They don't want to go outside. They don't eat healthy foods because the processed foods are the easier, quicker dopamine. Oh, it's convenient. It tastes better. I'm gonna have it. You know, video games. Oh, it's quick dopamine. I can level up my character online and not go level up my character in real life. And then when they have to go in real life and they have to work a job or, you know, go to school, they're gonna have more problems. They're gonna be depressed. They're gonna, you know, have all these, you know, problems because their dopamine pathways are all messed up and they're addicted to bad things.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it gets worse and worse and worse. And I was trying to think. I was about to say something to you. It was about. What was it about? Oh, just disconnecting from nature. Like the more and more you get disconnected from nature, the worse you become. Like that's what you should be learning in church. Like God gave you all these things, all these natural things, and you're just covering up with artificial shit. Food, video games, you know, TV screens. You're not outside with kids. Your kids aren't outside with other friends. They get disconnected in that sense when they're inside looking at their phone, you know, their electronics all day. It's just bullshit.
Literally. I don't want to give my kids a cell phone. I don't want to give my kids video games. They should be outside. They should be reading. They should be hitting the gym. They should be exercising. And that's how they'll be happy because, you know, kids who don't do exercises at all, don't play sports, they're going to be fucked up. They're going to be lazy. And it's just going to set them up for failure. You know, especially if you have a son, you got to make it hard for them so they can learn the value of hard work. Girls are different, but, you know, you need to toughen up your sons. If you're spoiling your son with all this free video games, free candy, you don't have to play sports.
Because that's what actually makes a strong man, is when he struggles through life. If you give your kids an easy life, they're gonna be fucking pussies.
Yeah.
They're gonna be fucking pussies because they haven't dealt with any struggle. They haven't. And if they don't deal with any struggle, then it's not gonna make them stronger. It's not gonna make them more mentally durable to actually withstand situations. Like, if you don't go through shit as a kid and your dad and your parents aren't hard on you, I think it mainly comes from the dad. I think like your dad has to be hard on you. Because it makes sense, like the dad should be hard on you and the mother should be caring. Like that's how it should be. So if your dad's low test and he's not pushing you to, he's not disciplining you for the bad things that you're doing and making you have struggles, then you're just going to be a soy boy kid. But it also comes down to the dad as well.
Definitely. And I think giving your kid that clean diet, getting him on a good sleep schedule where he's not staying up to 2 a.m. playing video games, he's going to grow the most, be high test, get more jacked, and then he won't get bullied, and it will be easier for him to get friends because he'll have more respect because he's healthy, he looks good, he feels good. But when your kid's fat, your kid's ugly, your kid's a skinny fat, he's going to get bullied, he's going to be unconfident, girls aren't going to like him, guys are going to make fun of him, and it's going to set him up to be a fucking soy boy, pissed off loser. But that's kind of the parent's fault because you set him up to be a soy boy. That's why you have to make sure he goes to bed at 10 p.m. every night and gets up at the same time every day. You have to make sure that he's eating ground beef or steak and eggs for lunch at his school lunches and meal preps and all that shit. He can't eat, bullshit school lunches. You gotta make sure he plays sports every season of the year, or he's working a job, or he's, going outside with no video games. But if you just let him do what he wants, kids just go instantly to dopamine. If you don't guide your kid, they're gonna go right to the drugs, right to the video games, right to the bullshit, and that's gonna lead them down the wrong path.
100%. And another thing is like getting your kids to like work out when they're young. Everyone is kind of brainwashed like, oh, if your kid works out when they're young, it's gonna stunt their growth. It's gonna stunt their growth for them to exercise. Like, what? You want your kid to sit inside till they're 16, 18, you're just asking them to be a soy boy.
How would that make any sense to not exercise? What have humans been doing throughout all of time? Exercising and going outside and running and working and lifting shit. Doesn't make any fucking sense. It's just bullshit propaganda. But the best way to get your kid to love the gym and want to do these things is to lead by example. Oh, daddy's fucking eating beef and eggs and he's jacked and he's shredded and mom loves him. Or it's like, oh, daddy's a fat soy boy and mom doesn't love him or respect him and he's just always pissed off and sad all the time because he's low test. It's like, what kind of dad do you want to be? You have to lead by example. But the thing is, I was set up for failure, like, as a kid. Like, my parents were feeding me cereal with soy milk for breakfast, like, cold cut ham and cheese sandwiches with, pesticide-covered bread and nitrate-filled, cancer-causing cold cut meats like ham and cheese.
Yeah.
Chips, sun chips with seed oils and pesticides on that. Like, they set me up to be a soy boy. I had no idea about nutrition. I'm just a fucking kid, But the thing is, if you educate yourself, you can set up your kids to be high tested.
Exactly. Like, when I was in high school, I would wake up, eat Frosted Mini Wheats, eat a bullshit lunch, come back. I would, those like Little Debbie's?
Yeah.
I would eat like 2 of those when I got back home. That's like 60, 70 grams of sugar. And then like after that, I would take a nap, like right after. I was a soy boy, but it makes sense why. I was eating bullshit. And I was 145 pounds, and I was wondering, oh, why am I this skinny? Like, bro, I'm eating bullshit. I had a fast metabolism. I was eating bullshit and, not really getting fat, but I also didn't have any muscle, so I was like skinny fat almost.
Yeah, I mean, in high school, I was just like, I didn't even like to do anything except play video games and smoke weed because my test was low from the bad diet and lifestyle. Like, didn't know about vitamin D, never got vitamin D. Diet was terrible. I'd eat fried chicken and french fries for lunch, and I would get donuts in the morning. I Dunkin' Donuts before school, just like, I had no desire to do anything high test because my test was fucking low. Like, in the last video, you said, if your test is low, you'll have no motivation or drive. But that was the exact thing that was happening to me in high school.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I didn't have any motivation. I didn't have any drive. I would just come back from school and just sleep. Then I would, like, play video games, or I would either work or play video games. It's like...
Yeah, it's so hard to see it. Like, you don't even know, like, oh, everyone else is eating this way. Everyone else is being a soy boy. Why do I have no drive? Why do I have no motivation? Oh, it's just me, It's just how I am. It's like, no, if everyone ate clean, everyone got vitamin D, didn't succumb to all the dopamine traps, everyone would feel and look 10 times better. And have way more confidence, way more drive. But it starts with what your body's made out of, what you put in your body. Like, you can't just expect to have all this drive and motivation and feel good all the time when you eat fucking crap.
Yeah. It's exactly how it is. I mean, that's the biggest takeaway. Just don't eat crap,
Mm-hmm. What other parenting tips would you give? Or, I think another good...
Well, for me personally, when I have a kid, I'm not letting my kid go to school. I'm definitely not letting my kid go to school. school's already is bad as it is. You know, teaching your kids like some bullshit, trying to push like these weird ass things like, you know, LGBTQ on your kids like in school and stuff. And I know it's bad now, but in like 10 years, if I have a kid, like it's gonna be even worse. It's gonna be 10 times worse. So definitely not going to school. I feel like the mom should just have all the knowledge to like teach the kid. I feel like that's how it's been for thousands of years. I mean, it makes sense. So as long as the mom is, you know, healthy and has good beliefs, then your kid should be able to learn pretty much everything it needs.
Yeah, I don't want some like random ass grown man or grown woman like teaching my kid.
Not even that, like their teachers are soy boys. I see so many teachers that are just like soy boys, like, bruh.
Yeah, one of my little brother's teachers in high school was like a trainee. My parents requested for him not like to switch classes because the gym teacher wasn't a trainee. Just like it's like,
how's that even possible?
I know.
I didn't even know that the trans shit has been released for that long.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like unless it was like a younger person, I feel like there's only been like trans for like the past like 10 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, guys, it's not like I hate people. Like I don't like hate gay people or trans people, but it's like, you know, when it comes to my son, it's like,
Yeah.
do I want him to not reproduce and carry on my bloodline? Like, why would I want that? Like, why don't my son getting fucked? Like, why would a man who's straight want that? I don't understand. Like, you know, when everyone spawned on Earth with Adam and Eve, everyone was fucking straight. So, like, why would you want your son to not reproduce and carry on your bloodline? Like, you know, having kids is genetically.
I mean, you say it all the time. There's no animals that are.
Yeah, there's no animals
No,
that
that's true.
are gay. It's all the, you know, the devil. It's all foreign, you know, external factors. And you can, you know, I don't want to get canceled or anything, but it's just like, you know, if you ate red meat, you ate eggs,
Can YouTube
you were
cancel?
confident.
YouTube, can you cancel us? Probably.
Probably. But
We'll be on Rumble. Don't worry.
anyway, you know, if your hormones are right and you have a good role models in your family, like every kid should be straight, in my opinion. Like, you know, you got to reproduce. If you don't want to, if everyone was gay, then the world would end. So, do we want humanity to be wiped out? I don't. So.
Yeah. Well, if YouTube takes this video down, it's because they don't want you to know the truth. But this is the truth. Yes, this is the truth.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yeah, you want your kids to be surrounded by the best influences possible. Your parents, your mom, the dad. Not some soy boy, because if your kid's around a soy boy all day, I know parents that take their kids to freaking daycare.
Mm-hmm.
What? That is the whole purpose of a mom,
Mm-hmm.
to be the daycare. You know, 4-year-old, maybe 3-year-old is at a daycare, like being taken care of someone else. They're not even like building a connection with their mother and stuff. It's like, that's just asking to have like bad things happen in the future. Like, it's just not traditional, I feel like.
Yeah.
I feel like the tradition is, if you just stay traditional to how it's been, as long as you can do that, your family will be 10 times.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to like telling your kids to do things that actually make them better. Every single thing you tell them, it has to have a purpose, and you have to explain why. Like, you know, I feel like my parents didn't explain why weed was bad, or why alcohol was bad, or why hooking up with girls was bad. They were just like, "Don't do that, don't do this," and I would just do it anyway. But like, if they explained to me, like, "Oh, if you smoke weed, you're gonna become low test, become a soy boy, you know, not make any cash. You know, if you drink alcohol, you could make a bad decision, or, you know, be fat, shorten your lifespan." That would scare me more. But like, you know, if you explain to your kids why or why not they should do or not do certain things, it'll definitely help.
And you have to be respectable though. Like, you can't explain these things to your kid and, you know, you be a soy boy, because guess what? They're not gonna listen to you. But if you're an alpha dad, they're gonna listen to you.
Yeah.
Like, they respect you, they look up to you. If you yell at them for something and tell them why, they're gonna listen to you. But if you're a soy boy, guess what? They're not gonna listen to you. So get your fucking test up. Like, you can't be a soy boy dad.
Yeah, that's the moral of the story. Yeah, if you know, you're a doughboy or a soy boy, why would your kid want to be like you? They want, like, it's, you know, our advice too. It's like, listen to people who you want to be like, and don't listen to people that you don't want to be like. And if your kid doesn't want to be like you, I mean, it's your fault. It's not their fault.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So many of these kids now, they look up to like false idols. like they should be looking up to their dad because that's how it should be.
Yeah.
But when the dad's like a soy boy, like your kid just wants to go put a Tom Brady jersey on and just freaking start glazing Tom Brady
Yeah.
because they look up to him more. He's like, oh my gosh, he's more of an idol because he's not a soy boy. So it's become alpha. Raise your test. Like it's that simple, or else your kids are just gonna idol false gods at that point.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
Or like rap artists and stuff. Like
Mhm.
so many kids look up to those people and stuff. It's like, bro, what?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, do you want your kid glazing or looking up to some random guy who they don't even know? Or that doesn't know them? Or you? That's the thing. But so many dads are complacent, so many dads don't give a fuck. I don't know, just the low test mentality, but you know, it all comes down to the food that you're putting in your body and your lifestyle. So
100%. That's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing.
but
Anything else?
not that I can think of like parenting tips. You know. Can't really think of much else.
Yeah, that's pretty much all you really gotta do as a parent. I mean, aside from like obviously we say diet and stuff, you gotta be, you know, at the beginning feeding your kids breast milk for the longest time that they can until they get their teeth in. Maybe if you can give them like some pieces of fruit, do that. Egg yolks are good. Give your children egg yolks before they can actually chew things, and then once they actually get teeth in and they can chew, red meat, of course. My kid's gonna be eating. I'm gonna make sure my kid has teeth in by like 2 days, so they can just. I can be like, bro, you gotta eat some red meat like immediately, bro. Like, yo, son, you gotta eat some red meat immediately. Like, here's some ground beef. Find a way to eat it.
Oh yeah, you got me some like super soft like ribeye, like medium rare.
I'll just be like, I'll be pouring raw milk like shake, put like 5 egg yolks in here, but I'll be like, yo, kid, like,
Ooh.
you gotta drink this right now.
Yeah. Kids are gonna get jacked.
That's gonna be an anabolic kid.
Oh yeah, they're gonna get.
If I was given egg yolks when I was like, what, like a couple weeks in
Yeah.
being born,
Oh yeah.
your androgens would be high at 6 months old.
Oh yeah.
It's all the cholesterol.
Yeah, but most parents feed their kids fucking Cheerios and veggie straws and fucking baby food.
Yeah. It's the biggest thing. Don't give your kids bullshit and don't eat bullshit. I guess that pretty much wraps up the video. Comment what you guys want to hear next and we'll make a video. Comment a topic about what you want to hear next and we'll make a video, next video, on the best comment. So comment what you want us to talk about and we'll see you guys tomorrow.